Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rio, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Papua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Agnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, Fijians urged to use this weekend for reflection. Red Cross targets a total of 35 homes for the homeless. And Women's Ministry Brains Trust meets to better services.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
Fijians are requested to make use of this weekend to reflect on the tragedy that befell Fiji a year ago. A special multi-faith service of national remembrance will be held on Monday, which will include special mentions for the cyclone victims. Shireen Shivan has more.
It was during this time last year when tropical cyclone Winston struck Fiji, leaving behind painful memories. 44 people were killed, ranking it amongst worst cyclones in Fiji's history in terms of loss of life.
As we approach that anniversary, as we look back on the tremendous suffering endured by our people, we must rekindle the spirit of love and camaraderie that binds us together as Fijians and that carried us through the difficult time.
I think it's a very good initiative by the government to mark the day and remember all those people who have gone through such a worse and devastated situation last year. I think that's a very marvelous job.
This will be a great time for all of us, Fijians, to come together and commemorate the lives that we lost after TC Winston.
While the Prime Minister agrees that there is still work to be done to reclaim everything Fiji lost, to rebuild homes and schools, he says it is people who must always come first.
Because these tragedies and this suffering cannot go on. We need decisive global action on the issue of climate change, so we can dramatically reduce the behavior that is causing seas to rise and these severe weather events. We cannot and we will not accept anything less.
On Monday, there will be a multi-faith service of national remembrance and thanksgiving here at Albert Park in Suva to remember those who have lost their lives and to honor their memories. Those we will never forget. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
And staying with Winston, the Fiji Red Cross is planning to build 19 more houses this year for people who are affected by the devastations of the tropical cyclone Winston. With 6 homes already having been built, Red Cross says they want to achieve the target of building a total of 35 houses, but this all depends on funding. Senyani Mboila has more.
Nearly a year after the destruction of tropical cyclone Winston, the Fiji Red Cross continues to help people who are still living in temporary shelters.
But the homes need to be spread out, so there's 2 in Ra, 2 in Koro, and 2 in South Sava. And then the community decide among themselves who should be the recipient.
Those who have been helping the affected people say helping people get back on their feet is an emotional experience.
Emotional moments for me is setting foot in Koro after 8 months to 9 months and seeing that these people, community, living in shelters that are leaking. Yeah? Because it was very hard after assisting 7 villages.
The Fiji Red Cross says despite the challenges they face, they'll continue to help those in need with priority on the severely affected areas. Sainyani Mboila, FBC News.
The Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation is now working on eliminating complaints and improving its service standards. The ministry is critically looking at bettering its operating procedures in an effort to improve its service delivery. Here's Senyani Mboila once again.
With complaints and more complaints flooding the ministry due to its service delivery, Muniwanga says they are working on weeding these inefficiencies and redundancies out.
The most common complaint is, of course, delay. Delay in the way that we deal with applications that come in for social welfare benefits. And apart from that, it's redundancies. So it's a lack of clarity, basically, in the rules that staff are using to deliver the services that we're expected to do.
Social Welfare Officer Clement Ndari says juvenile aftercare plans is also one of the weak areas in the current SOP.
We would like to propose this new amendment when we talk about aftercare, because when boys are discharged after 3, 4 weeks, 4 months, they come back. Why? There's no safety network on the ground. So we would like to propose to this forum that aftercare plans be part of the SOP.
So for the juvenile center, we need to relook at the structure, relook at the way we have been looking after juveniles in our homes to ensure that the structure and the resource base fits the aim of government in rehabilitation.
Puniwanga adds the ministry is working to ensure that best service is delivered to every Fijians. The 3 days forum ended today. Sanyan Mboila, ABC News.
The Nailanga village in Ba will be the first community in the country to have solar streetlights. Economy Minister Ayah Syed Kayum says this is part of government's initiative to ensure Fiji becomes eco-friendly wherever possible. Syed Kayum also highlighted the government's well-lit project is on track with its deadlines. The project is aimed to bring streetlights throughout the country, and the installation of streetlights along the Kings Road from Ba to Nosori town will cost $3.9 million, covering 181 sites. The Singatoka to Suva stretch, including inside streets along the Queen's Road, is expected to be completed by March 2018 with a budget of $3.5 million. While the installation of streetlights in Vanuatu from Lambasa to Savu-Savu is also expected to be completed by March 2018.
The LED lights, or commonly known as LED lights, will also have a lower usage of electricity, but it's also much brighter. So the cost base is far more inexpensive for us.
Still ahead, Health Walk continues to grow, and Peace Ship berths in Suva.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Ba girls. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तावरा बा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Around 2,000 people took to the streets of Lautoka City early this morning for the annual Rangde VT Color Explosion. In a bid to promote healthy living, wellness and fun, organizers with the help of the Ministry of Health have again successfully pulled off one of the biggest health walks in the country. Ellen Stolz also joined in the walk this morning.
Participants began the day with an early morning Zumba session at Churchill Park. And then, from the starting point, off they went.
We definitely have a good response from all communities, families, from business houses, from youth groups, school groups, friends. Everyone just comes out together and all they want to do is have fun through colour and just walk and be happy.
These health enthusiasts halted traffic and even caught the attention of many in the city.
Along the 5.7-kilometre walk, there are checkpoints such as this one behind me, where participants are doused with a bit of colour.
And who better to lead the event than the Health Ministry, which has commended the organisers on a great event.
When I was put into this position within the ministry, I was given the task of looking after public health. So I'm a great advocate for wellness.
For most young people, it was all about fun.
I took part because it's fun every year.
I took part because I wanted to try something new, and yeah, it's really fun and challenging.
Because all my friends are coming.
I took part because I wanted to help fight NCDs.
Apart from taking wonderful selfies and cheering with friends, participants had the opportunity to get their medical checkup, everything from blood pressure to free eye tests, all in a bid to focus on health and wellness. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
11 Fijian youths were given an opportunity to be part of the cultural exchange program on board the Peace Youth Ship MV Nippon Maru. Reps from 10 countries are part of the Maru for 20 days. In welcoming them, Major General retired Chochi Konrote, the president of Fiji, says the country definitely has a lot to learn from the countries involved in this initiative. He says this serves as an opportunity to be able to contribute positively towards the continued success of the program.
We are delighted that Fiji has been chosen to be one of your learning and exchange destinations. I have no doubt that participating youths on board MV Nippon Maru have learned a lot during your short stint or stay in Japan and New Zealand earlier on.
The Damodar Group is planning to take its next Suva City complex to a new level. Rachel Nath caught up with the group chief executive earlier this week, who spoke about their plans for the new Rewanga complex.
If you thought Damodar City was vibrant, then you're in for a treat with the new development down the road.
What's the difference between that and here? A lot of people ask is that's taking to the next level.
The complex will include a shopping mall, entertainment facility, office space, hotel and apartments.
For the new graduates and all these guys who need more jobs and like school holiday peoples, and it's a good development. Suva need more development to move forward.
It will be good for us Fijians because it will be able to provide more job opportunities for those who are in need of jobs.
The 22-acre project will be launched later this year while construction commences in 2018. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The Sai Prema Foundation today honored 25 children who underwent open heart surgery in August last year. Local coordinator for Sai Prema Foundation, Dr. Krupali Tapu, says the initiative has helped needy children whose families cannot afford the $50,000 bill. She says, following a success, the foundation has decided to hold a get-together for parents and children to bring back the smiles on their faces once again.
25 surgeries were done last year by the team from Sanjeevani Hospital in central India. So really this is just to celebrate their life, to see how they are 6 months down the track after their surgery.
And next in sports, Roy Krishna touted as future national football coach. And Suva Cricket League enters final rounds.
Well, Rokuta, my Vonokula and Rasa Lutoka, Duba Talita and Avarong on Radio Fiji One.
Bulan Arango Fina, my Corviri Nandi, out the Talitaka and Avarongo and a Radio Fiji One, na programa ni Masmasu and Mataklai.
Oya ochoni kurinambila mai Vunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do Talitakini na Avarongo na Radio Fiji One gene na Domoiviti.
Na Radio Fiji One na Domoiviti na bonga ni BNN.
And in sports tonight, starting off with the Rugby League, and the Nadi Aviators side was thrashed 40 points to 4 by Papua New Guinea's Lei Tigers in the champion versus champion match at Lawanga Park in Singatoka today. Here are the match highlights.
It was a good hard run, just 2 meters short from the try line. They come back right inside, but they're waiting for them. And a pop-out pass, a beautiful one it is. And right between the posts, as we have just gone almost just 3 minutes into the first half. We go just 8 meters away from the try line. A good run it is. And slides across, swings, but they're holding him up and able to swing it right through the locker. John Andy being a handful to the Nadi Aviators on that occasion. He committed himself on 10-meter mark, and let's see whether it be payback time. Out it comes, the replacement player already on the field of play, a forward, Ryan Kiso, but yet going to the back as we have the outside center once again and diving right on the far corner, and there was a beautiful passage of play. Now on official clock it is 18 minutes and they've extended the 10 away from the try line. Out it goes, walks hard, and the referee looking at the touch judge is waiting, and yes, he has given the try, and it has taken 35 minutes in our first half for the Nadi Aviators to actually go in for their first try. And The halfback distributing it right well. A floating pass it is, and right on the far end, untouched and unmarked. As good they go in for their fourth try this afternoon. Not only in the kicking department, but in the distribution part as well. A short part it is able to swing across over the try line.
Vodafone Fiji football national coach Christoph Gemel says Wellington Phoenix striker Roy Krishna has what it takes to coach the Fijian team in the future. Speaking on FBC TV's Vodafone Sports Lounge show last night, Gemel says Krishna is one of, if not the best, player to come out of Fiji. Rohit Deo with the story.
The person himself, then I see the player. I think he has everything to, I told him, now it's not a secret. I want that he perform in his club and he start already to think about the career. He will have a good background and I think he will be ready to manage this kind of thing.
Place that the national coach is sleeping in the academy in one of the accommodation rooms, which is not up to that standard.
Gamel in his team's first task on hand is the World Cup Stage 3 qualifier against New Zealand. Fiji hosts the All Whites on the 25th of next month at Lotoka's Churchill Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Navua football side has made a winning start to the Vodafone Youth League, defeating Rewa 2-1 today. Rewa started well, but 2 goals saw Navua leading 2-0 midway in the first half. The junior Delta Tigers pulled a goal back, but Navua held on for the win. In another game played, Tailevonedasiri beat Suva 3-1. After a disappointing debut last season, the Punjabi Tigers side has set its sights on winning this year's Suva Cricket Association local league competition. The side finished 8th in last year's competition, but is through to its first ever semi-final outing for this year. Rohit Deo with the story.
Made up of players from Pakistan, India and Fiji, the Punjabi Tigers team looked good in this year's competition.
This year we played really well. Boys worked really hard. They was working, even doing net practice, and they performed really well in the ground too.
The team is confident and do not want to be happy with just the last 4 outings.
We are here at this place, so definitely our eyes are on the final 2 that we will go and we will win.
Nilesh Sharma is one of the few local players in the team and says he has been learning a lot from his expatriate teammates.
The best thing is I'm enjoying playing cricket in Fiji. So that's my first passion, first sport.
In the semi-finals, which will be held next Saturday, Punjabi Tigers play Army while Mothe takes on Como. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Weightlifting Fiji and the Vodafone Fiji 7 side were the high achievers in the 2016 Fiji Sports Awards held in Suva last night. Olympic Games gold medal winning Fiji 7's coach Ben Ryan scooped the Coach of the Year, while Captain Osea Kolinisau was the Sportsman of the Year. It was a big night for table tennis as well, as Paralympian Mary Roden took out the Sportswoman of the Year award, with Sally Yee, also of table tennis, winning the Young Female Athlete of the Year award. More than 1,000 people gathered in Auckland today to pay their respects to former All Blacks and Chiefs player Sione Lawaki. The 35-year-old who died last year due to kidney failure has been remembered as a humble, loving family man with a cheeky streak. Former All Blacks first 5'8" Dan Carter is in New Zealand after getting caught driving under the influence of alcohol in France. The Racing 92 star was stopped by police at a checkpoint where he was caught over the limit and not carrying a driver's license. Cloudy conditions with afternoon or evening showers was experienced over most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure with cloud and rain over Fiji is gradually moving north. Meanwhile, tropical disturbance 12F was located about 11 kilometers northwest of Onei Lau, or about 260 kilometers south of Lakemba at 3 p.m. today. TD12F is moving west at 20 kilometers per hour. In the Western Division, temperatures hovered in the 30s with Bar topping it at 32 degrees. It was more of the same in the east, rain all around, and Suva was the hot place to be today. Taking a look up north, Savu peaked at 32 degrees this afternoon, same as Lambasa. For tomorrow, occasional showers, heavy at times, and a few thunderstorms. Showers becoming frequent from later tomorrow afternoon. Moderate to fresh westerly winds, gusty at times, and moderate to rough seas. Looking ahead to Monday, rain redeveloping over most places, with westerly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas included in that Monday outlook. The next low tide is at 6:33 a.m. tomorrow, with a high tide set to come in at 12:55 p.m. And recapping the main stories, Fijians have been asked to use this weekend for reflection. Red Cross targets a total of 35 homes for the homeless, and the Women's Ministry Brains Trust have been meeting for better services delivery to the public. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. And onto the poll question for this week. We are asking, has Gareth Baber impressed in his first 2 outings as the Fiji Sevens coach? You can visit our FBC website to answer that question. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's your FBC News for Saturday. Until tomorrow, a very good night.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तावरा में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम इज वेरी हॉट।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.